Hello and welcome back to the Mainly Sports Podcast. He's Jeesh,
And he's Shoop.
and today we're going to cover the highs and lows for each NFL team for this coming up 2020 season. What we think that their best possible record could be and their worst possible record could be, depending on what could happen throughout the season. The Bears are up next, and I have them as low as 6-10 and as high as 11-5. And the reason why I have their high that high is because they are no joke on defense. Dude, they are so good on defense, have the best defensive player in the league, in my opinion, in Khalil Mack. Um, it's just they have everything that you need. Offensively, could they use another receiver? Probably. But Mitchell Trubisky, is he probably the most inaccurate starter in the league right now? Yes. But who knows? Maybe we get lucky and Nick Foles can hop in there and make them go 11-5. Because I don't think he's a great starter in this league, or should be a starter in this league, Nick Foles. But he's a better arm talent than Mitchell Trubisky. I trust him more than Mitchell Trubisky. I think that's why they picked him up or traded for him, was to kind of pressure Mitchell Trubisky to either play better or actually have a legit man behind him that could take over his spot. Because Chase Daniels wasn't that. So, but they have Tyreek Cohen. They have weapons. I want to see them do good, and I want to see Mitchell Trubisky do good, but you don't know if that's going to happen or not. So if it goes the way I think it's going to go, and Mr. Trubisky is as bad as I think he is, they will be up close to that 6-10 range. So that's what I got to say about the Bears.
Yeah. The Bears are a tricky team for me. I have them with a low of 5-11 and a high of 7-9. I don't have them have a winning record, and that's with Mitchell Trubisky being the starter. It would be different if Nick Foles was a starter. I don't think the Bears are going to put Nick Foles in because they're just going to waste money because that's what the Bears do. So as Mitchell Trubisky being starter, that's what I have him at. I do like Allen Robinson. I don't think he's an elite receiver. He's a very good receiver. So he has options. And like you said, their defense is stellar. We don't even have to talk about their defense. Their defense is one of the top 5 in the league, I think. But the run game, I'm not a big fan of the run game that they have with Montgomery and Cohen. I do like Cohen. I'm not a fan of Montgomery, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about him. Can't really get behind it for some reason. I mean, I'm not a Bears fan, so I don't really watch him much. But maybe he'll prove me wrong this year. 5-11, 7-9. If Nick Foles plays, they could go 10-6.
I just don't think their offensive line is very good. That's when it comes to running.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest problem. I like Montgomery, personally, but I just don't think they have the line that really helps them out in the run game. It's kind of like the running back has to do it all. So, but yeah, I respect that. And also, I do want to say though, because you said that you don't see Nick Foles getting a chance, I could definitely see it happening. I think the Bears showed by trading for Nick Foles that they don't really feel all that great about Mitchell Trubisky, and I think that they showed that they're not committed to him. So if he has a bad game or two in a row, I would fully expect to see Nick Foles out on the field, at least to try it up, mix it up, see what happens. So
Yeah.
All right, so next we got the Browns.
Ooh, Cleveland Browns. All right. So I have a low of 7-9 and a high of 10-6. This all depends on how Baker performs. We all know Baker Mayfield has had his issues in the past for his whole career. He has the receivers to throw to. We know this. He has Beckham, Landry, he has Njoku and Hooper, and he has Chubb coming out of the backfield with Kareem Hunt. Their offense is by far one of the top offenses in the league, I think. I just think Baker Mayfield needs to just start acting professional more, and I think everyone else can agree with that. I'm not a fan of Baker, and the reason is that because he thinks he doesn't have to try really hard, and he's like a guy where he says, "Oh, I don't need to go practice. I'm already good," or whatever. If he puts in the time and effort, they can go 10-6. The defense is not horrible. It's not elite. Yeah, I think it's mid pack, but the Browns from what they were 3 years ago, they are definitely by far way better than what they were. Don't get me wrong, Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback, but like I said with him, he's got to try, and that whole team has to try. Beckham's got to stay focused. It's basically up to Beckham and Baker Mayfield, I think, in my opinion. So that's the reason why I have either going 7-9 or 10-6.
All right. I have another flip. It's 6-10, 10-6. I think it. I don't have any faith in Baker Mayfield. I think he is lazy. He's one of them guys who just doesn't care. Um,
Yep.
and I think that's why he is not going to succeed in this league. Um, I had such high hopes from coming into this past season. I was on the Baker Mayfield bandwagon. You probably remember this. I was talking about it, and
Oh yeah.
he just didn't. He showed up and did not show out. So and he has more highlights of him shotgunning beers and looking overweight and partying than he does actually on the football field that for last year. So I don't like him as a quarterback. I feel like he just doesn't care to get better. But the reason why I have them at 10-6 possibly is because the story with Odell Beckham came out there about how Odell said this is his year. He's taking all the right steps to better himself as a person to make him better on the field. So
Yep.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I see them going as low as 6-10 because I feel like he's going to help will them. And also they can always rely on the run game too. Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb
Mhm.
is an amazing running back. So which he's a great success story too. Tore his ACL twice, still in there playing, and had a great season last year. So I don't like their defense very much. I think their defense needs a lot of work. It's 6-10, 10-6 is I feel is accurate. I
Yeah.
I want to hope on the better side of that, just because I feel like Nick Chubb and them deserve it. So
Mhm.
I feel like Baker Mayfield deserves 1-15 for how much work he puts in, but the rest of the
Yeah.
team deserves it.
Um,
So
yeah, and I think if the Browns don't perform this year, I think Beckham this will be his last year if they do not perform.
oh yeah, definitely. Last year was
Maybe
almost his last year. So
yeah, maybe if they don't perform in the mid season, they may trade him at the trade deadline. So
yeah,
be sure to watch out for that.
this could literally be one of the biggest uh, NFL disappointment stories for
Mhm.
sure. I think if this does not work out this year, people are gonna look back on this going, man, remember them Browns back then? Like
Yep.
I just know it. That it's gonna be one of the biggest failed attempts um, in football. And it's actually gonna surpass the Eagles' dream team. Remember that team?
Mm.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, when they got Nnamdi Asomugha and all them, they were supposed to,
Mhm.
go 15-1 and win the Super Bowl. Uh, this is has been such a big disappointment for the Browns. So they need to turn around this year, or it's done. So, all right, next team on the list we have the Cowboys. I have them going as low as 8-8 and as high as 11-5. I think it is going to be in the higher end. I don't think they're going to have as many injuries this year to their defense. Or at least I'm hoping for their sake. Geez, you probably hoping the other way, but 8-8 to 11-5. I just think they're going to be on the higher end. So yeah, go ahead, Geesh, take it away, buddy. Your most hated team in the league.
So I have a low of 7-9 and a high of 11-5. The thing with the Cowboys is they got rid of the biggest joke that they had last season, and for the past multiple 10 seasons or whatever they had, Jason Garrett. They finally got rid of him. So I like you said, I do think it's going to be on the winning record side, as much as I don't want to say that. And they do have that new Mike McCarthy, the new head coach. I'm not a big fan of Mike McCarthy, but he's been around the league. He knows what he's doing. He's dealt with wine baby quarterbacks before, so you never know. Ezekiel Elliott, give him the ball. If you give Zeke the ball, he's going to do good. Just don't wear him down because he has slowed down production over the past couple seasons, and it's kind of maybe worrisome for the Cowboys fans out there. Other than their offense, besides they got Amari Cooper. They still have a decent line. It's aging a lot, so they're kind of running out of time. Their defense is not terrible. Granted, they only play really one other decent team in that division, so it kind of looks good for 4 games there. Um, but yeah, low of 7-9, high of 11-5. It's going to come down to the Cowboys and Eagles for the division once again this year. So I'm looking forward to it once again.
Next up, we have the Broncos.
Denver Broncos. So I have them mid pack. I think they're going to finish either 7-9 or 8-8. I don't have really a big range gap for them. The thing with them is they have an they have an established run game now. If you're a fan of Melvin Gordon or not, they also have Patrick Lindsay, Drew Lock,
Philip Lindsay.
Philip Lindsay. Sorry, they have Drew Lock, a quarterback, young quarterback, still learning. I don't think they really have the weapons that they used to have. Their defense is kind of on the iffy side. Their team leader on defense is Von Miller, and he's aging, so he's kind of slowing down a little bit. Their defensive line slowing down a little bit. They lost Chris Harris, so I'm kind of on the side of them going 7-9, the 6-10 range. But I put them at 7-9, 8-8, just because they're the Broncos, and they usually finish mid pack anyway.
I like how you finished that up there because I have them at 6-10 or 7-9. I don't necessarily like Drew Lock. I haven't really seen. I don't think anybody's really seen enough of him to really get a good, accurate depiction of who he is as a quarterback.
No.
But as you can see on draft night, he was excited. So them taking 2 wide receivers in the draft, very smart. I think that's going to help them out a lot. And plus one that you really wanted, Jerry Jeudy, for your Eagles, which I think that's going to help them out a lot. I don't like the Melvin Gordon signing because they already had a really good running back in Philip Lindsay. But whatever, either way, that should help. That should help prolong Philip Lindsay's career and keep him fresher throughout the season. So I'm going to look at it as a positive, or try to at least. They did lose Chris Harris, but they also traded for AJ Boye. So it was a good replacement. It was a good trade. I mean, they didn't trade them outright for each other, but I think that's a good person to get if you're gonna lose Chris Harris. But like you said, their defensive line especially is getting older and slower. So I have them at 6-10, 7-9. It could be higher. I just don't know what Drew Lock really is as a quarterback. So till he can show that, I see them as a middle of pack to just slightly above mediocrity. So So next we got the Lions.
All right, so it's you and me.
Yeah, it's me, buddy.
Okay.
It's me.
Right.
So slow your roll. As much actually crap I have given them in these NFL top 10 lists that we've been doing, I'm actually have them at 5-11 to 8-8. Granted, if Matthew Stafford gets hurt again, I see them going even less. But this is him staying healthy all season. I think 5-11 to 8-8. I think it's the typical thing throughout Matthew Stafford's career. He has kept them good enough to stay bad. Not getting high draft picks. This year they got 4, but he's not a great quarterback, and I know you think he's very overrated. But I think he's really good at keeping the team bad, meaning keep him very middle of the pack, not getting premier players. Nobody wants to sign with not a top tier free agent wants to sign with Detroit, I should say. And their team overall has gotten better in the offseason. I just don't think it's enough to fight for a playoff spot or even a wild card spot. So 5-11 to 8-8 sounds about right for them, in my opinion.
All right. I don't care for the giving them maybe 8-8, but that's your opinion. That's the good thing about opinions. I have them going either between 13-3 and 5-11. This is Matt Stafford's last year as a Lion.
Wait, you mean 3-13, right?
Yeah, 3-13, 5-11.
Yeah, you said 13-3. So I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, not 13-3. Lions will never go 13-3. 3-13, 5-11. Matt Stafford. This is, I'm guessing, it's going to be his last year as a Lion. They're gonna rip that team apart. I really have not much to say about this team. The only good thing they did in the offseason was sign Jamie Collins. Yeah, they're gonna be fighting for that number 1 draft pick, I think.
All right. I mean, I think they have a stud wide receiver in Galladay. So, next up we have the Packers.
All right, Green Bay Packers. I have them we have between 7-9, 11-5. The thing with the Packers, they have a good team. The thing I don't like, I don't know how Aaron Rodgers is going to perform. The Packers drafting Jordan Love. I know he does not like it. I know for a fact. I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to finish the season in Green Bay. They're talking, where will Aaron Rodgers go next year? And all this stuff, like Jordan Love's going to be the starting quarterback. But I think controversy could play a role in them going possibly 7-9. But if they put it all behind them, I think 11-5 is where the Packers will go, and they'll win the division. But it's all about, like I said, Aaron Rodgers is the team. As much as everyone hates Aaron Rodgers is a team, and as long as they can keep the running game healthy, all the wide receivers healthy, I don't think they have really any elite wide receivers besides Devontae Adams. But yeah, if they keep that team healthy and uncontroversial and keep the defense healthy, they have a good chance of winning the division. If not, then it's gonna be a bust season, and Aaron Rodgers will be gone.
All right, I took a little bit different of an outlook on this. I mean, my low is still 8-8, but my high is 13-3. And the only reason why I have it so high as a high is because there's two ways this season's going to go. It's either Aaron Rodgers is going to throw his fit, throw his temper tantrum, be the diva that he is, and create problems for the team all year. I think LaFleur is a running quarterback, obviously, or running head coach, obviously. So I think his style of coaching and the way he wants his team to play will be able to keep them at an 8-8. Or it's going to go the other way, and Aaron Rodgers is going to say "F you" to everybody that doubts him in that organization and have one of his best seasons. I think he'll still choke in the playoffs because that's what he does. But for regular season, I think if he goes that route, it'll be a very good season for him, even with not having much around him as a supporting cast to throw to. I think the defense is legit. Yeah, I just think they could have a very low because of all that controversy and the drama with that, and also him and LaFleur already didn't get along. So they already had a rift in their relationship to begin with. Now this is just, I think, pushing it over the edge. Me personally, just because I don't like Aaron Rodgers, I'm not a big fan of watching the Packers because I think they're boring. I would love to see a mental breakdown in Green Bay and see it close to that 8-8, just because I'm a selfish fan like that. I like to see drama sometimes. But I expect Aaron Rodgers to not throw a hissy fit, but he has done it before, so we'll see. So yeah, 8-8 to 13-3 for the Packers for me. Thanks for listening to High and Low for every NFL team, Part 2. Make sure to subscribe to be notified when Part 3 comes around. Thanks again. Till next time.